Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, that's not really too much I like going into this week. But a couple of things I want to point out before I get into it. The put to call ratio right now is at 0.66. It's pretty high. A lot of people are on the put side, so we may see a short squeeze tomorrow or Tuesday. So that's what I'm leaning at. But we're having like a lot of conflicting things going on. But I'll get into that in a second. So the put to call ratio is pretty high. A lot of people on the put side. So to me, that says we're going to get a short squeeze at one point. Now look at the economic calendar for tomorrow, Monday. Don't really see anything. Tuesday, we have really nothing. Wednesday, the only thing we have at 1 o'clock is 10-year bond auction, but really nothing. Thursday, we have CPI and core CPI. 8:30 Thursday morning, so that'll be a big one. Then Friday morning we have core PPI and PPI at 8:30. So nothing really as of right now, and we have unemployment claims Thursday AM too. So nothing really going on the economic calendar as of right now until Thursday or Friday. So it's going to be pretty quiet until Thursday or Friday. So who knows if the market will be choppy or not. But one of the things I want to point out is put to call ratio is high. And VIX is at above 17. It's near the higher day of Thursday. So usually, put to call ratio is high. That we're going to get, VIX is probably going to get hammered this week. We could end up having a little bit of a gap down and then just popping from there to get more people on the put side. We'll have to see what happens and where the market opens. But I'm thinking that we are at least going to see VIX pull back and probably fill the gap down to 14. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Because, whenever we get too many people on one side, the market likes to do the opposite. And a couple of things I've been noticing is that whenever you have an engulfing weekly candle, like right here, the last one was, well, that's not really engulfing. This one's engulfing. But you can see right here when it opened up, it popped a little bit. Then went to new low a day. New low that week. So we could end up seeing the same thing. We could end up popping Monday and Tuesday, then maybe going more downside. Because, you don't have to have... you can still go low with put to call ratio high. What they'll usually end up doing is they'll squeeze out all the puts in just one massive run day, and then they'll go and lose all its gains the next couple of days. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, is that we will have a short squeeze Monday or Tuesday, and then the rest of the week we could end up selling off. We'll have to see if that actually happens. And the reason I'm thinking that is that, well, I'll get to that in a minute. A lot of the tech and a lot of the other stocks I'm looking at have a bearish chart. And so we're getting conflicting things, put to call ratio being high and bearish outlook. So that's why I think that we're going to have a day or two short squeeze and possibly sell off everything and go more lows later in the week. So I would watch SPY over we want 450 because we're already down to 446. I'd watch it over 448 if we push to 450. 452. If it gets over 452, we're probably going to fill the gap up to 456 and maybe make a run to 458. Usually when SPY has these big short squeeze days, they end up being pretty big days, like right here, 431 to 430, $5 a day. We could end up seeing a $5 to $10 a day short squeeze on SPY, whatever day it ends up happening. So, but also, I would keep an eye on underneath 446, because if it breaks 446, we get a gap right down here at the 444, 443 area that could easily fill, and we got room down to 440, 435, 430, 425. We got a gap right here at 423. Then you get the 420 area. So to me, I still think that we're going to have a short squeeze Monday and Tuesday, then sell off end of week. But I could be completely wrong. So we're going to be open-minded to look at both sides on that. So now Apple, now at gap down. Now if we have a short squeeze, Apple could take off. So I would watch Apple over the high of this hourly candle of 183. We're round up to 183 to a push to 185, 186. I don't like trading Apple. I'm just doing it for people that like to trade Apple. I think a gap resistance right here at 187. If the market's really strong, Apple doesn't usually like to make strong green candles. Well, it did right here. 192, 190. That's a $6 candle. I mean, that's $6 candle. That'd be right up to here. So yeah, I don't see it breaking that on the first shot. So, but I'm thinking if the market does have a short squeeze, the Apple could try to make a bounce right here. So definitely watch Apple for a bounce. You can see right here, whenever you have these big red weekly candles at near high, the next week ends up being green. So just keep an eye on that. So Microsoft looks really bearish. Oh, it'd help if I had the M. I did miss the M apparently. Microsoft doesn't look very good on the weekly. You get that head and shoulders. Yeah, head and shoulders. If you want to look at it that way, you get the left, or you can see the left shoulder right here, the head and the right shoulder right here, and the line would be, let's say, a 326. It gets below 326. It's got some room to drop to 320, 315, 310, 305, 300. It's got gaps to fill below the 295 area. I don't think it's going to get below that. We'd need a pretty significant drop in the market for Microsoft to drop to 300. So we'll have to see if that ends up happening on Microsoft. So Microsoft's definitely looking bearish. NVDA is another one that's not looking too good. It's got a bunch of inside weekly candles right here, but I mean, it could be making inside candles for a bigger run up, but I just don't know. I mean, it's so far out of the Keltner channel. Well, the Keltner channel is kind of caught up, but I do like to see if it actually pull in more to at least 400. So I would watch it underneath. You could say 444 for push down to 440. It gets below 440. Basically every $5, 435, 430, 425, 420, 410, 400 be a big psychological number on NVIDIA. So I don't know if it'll break that, but if it does, then you get gaps support right here at 375. So keep an eye on NVIDIA. Tesla, another one that looks bearish. There's so many charts that look bearish right now, and that's why I just think that we're going to get a pop and a drop this week. So I don't know. I could be completely wrong. We're just going to play one day at a time and not try to forecast the future because we don't know what's going to happen. So Tesla, you could say head and shoulders, left, head, right shoulder right here. Neckline would be right around the 250 area. It gets below 250. I mean, the RCT trend line is down at 241, so I don't think it's going to go too far. That would match us up right here with gap support, right at the 240 area, but it does like to overshoot and undershoot. Could try to fill that gap to 235 if it does manage to have a drop. So keep an eye on that, and we can also keep an eye on over 260 too, if you want to like think that it's going to end up popping, because you know it's right now it's like rejecting the 20 EMA, which is this white line, and it keeps rejecting it, and that's why I'm thinking we're going to push down more. But the market does have a short squeeze, and Tesla has a strong day. We could, if it gets over 260, we could end up seeing a strong move to 265 to 270 on Tesla. So not really too much I'm liking right now, because of get conflicting things going on. Charts are bearish, put the call ratios high. It's hard to guess what's going to happen. Plus there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, so all it's going to take is one headline and then we could just end up just having a huge run in either direction. So that's going to do it for the watch list. Not really much to look at, so we'll just take it day by day. That's why I need to be in the room, and we'll just play what we have. So thanks for watching.